Central. I'm Naitara Rai, working from home in New Delhi. This is the only show of its kind on Indian television, dedicated, of course, to startups, technology, innovation, disruption. Basically, if it falls under the gambit of the new economy, it's here every weekday at 6 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, keep writing into us with your constructive criticism. We want it. We want to know how to improve the show, what's missing, how to do things differently. Our email address is right on top, suc@etnow.tv. Well, IPL season is almost here. IPL 13 is going to be played at the UAE, and boy, we really have been waiting for live matches, haven't we? Stadiums, of course, will be empty, which means that all of us will be watching IPL, a captive audience on our mobile phones, television screens. It is going to be consumed digitally, which means it's a massive, massive marketing opportunity right in the middle of a pandemic. And if you look at IPL 13, seen startups becoming big sponsors, becoming the big boys of cricket. My next guest has opened the IPL account with a sponsorship. It is serial entrepreneur Kunal Shah of Cred, becoming the latest startup to become a sponsor of the IPL 13. Kunal, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview. So what made you decide that you wanted to be a sponsor of IPL 13? What are you hoping from it?
First of all, thank you so much for having me again. Yes, it's an absolutely interesting time to do this, but we have to all realize that the show must go on, and business must go on. All of us are somewhat getting used to this new life, but we thought this is a perfect opportunity to celebrate our partners, our members, and really make it a big deal, because like you said, many of them are going to be captive watching this content, and we just wanted to provide a perfect platform for engaging and introducing the brand to many new members that will be coming on board. We've noticed a very specific trend, at least in the affluent members that we have, is that there was a dip in their credit card spends that happened at the start of the pandemic. But we've seen a complete V-shaped recovery. We are seeing a full recovery as of July and August, and we thought this is a perfect time to kind of bring the action back. Also overlaps a lot with the festive season, so we thought it's a perfect opportunity to kind of introduce the brand and go big.
Okay, yeah, and like we said, there are going to be millions of people in India, around the world, that will be watching IPL digitally on television. So Kunal, can I first up ask you, how much have you paid for this sponsorship? What all are you getting?
I guess we are not officially supposed to speak the numbers that are part of the agreement, so we'll skip that part.
Okay. There have been some media reports anyway. But as a sponsor, what all are you getting? I believe there's something to do with the Man of the Match award, for example.
Yeah, so we're getting multiple activations, but the thing that we are most excited for is obviously the Man of the Match, but also we are having some interesting surprise activations. One of the things is going to be, Cred is going to be powering the power play overs, and during that time, Cred members, when they do their transaction, they'll be getting some surprise rewards, which could be quite exciting for them. And every match will be kind of focusing on creating those power play overs to be more rewarding.
Okay, so what does it mean that if I'm on Cred and I pay my credit card bill during the power play overs, I get some cash back, I get more rewards, I get better rewards?
Yes, and lots of surprises. Hopefully, that will keep the excitement. I don't want to reveal way too much, but it'll be an exciting period every day during the power play hours where we'll have special rewards coming in, a bunch of cashback, bunch of surprises, bunch of goodies, and we will have some interaction with the matches, players, and a lot of exciting stuff around that.
Hey, what do you mean you're going to have interaction with the players? Can you tell me a bit about that? Sneak peek?
I wish I knew. I've been told to just keep out of it till it's figured out. So till that time, I don't know.
Okay. So a little birdie did tell me that when you do these cashbacks and rewards, every day there's going to be a big one of almost 1 lakh rupees. Is that correct?
Well, yes, I think one has to be careful about how you get all your news beforehand to all of reaches you before anybody else. But good that you know that. But we're going to have that and more every day.
So every day, and that's what you're doing. You're using the IPL platform, perhaps the largest that we're going to have in 2020, to activate consumers, get more consumers onboarded as well. Which brings me to my next question, Kunal. If I look at IPL 13, it's a trend that actually started with the 2019 World Cup in the UK. The major sponsors are all from the startup universe. Even if you look at it this time, whether you've got MPL, which is going to be sponsoring a team, the RCB that is, there's yourselves, there's Unacademy, there's Paytm, and there's of course the title sponsor, Dream 11. What is this love of startups and IPL 13?
That's a interesting trend, but I think a trend is probably going to last for a longer time. I think in the past, companies like Amazon, Byju's, Flipkart, many of them have also participated in the past. PhonePe. The reason cricket becomes an interesting platform for a lot of us, and specifically for Cred, is that 90 odd percent of credit card users in India are men. And I think getting them all on one single time onto a platform only happens through cricket, because that's a religion that we all come together for. And I think it creates a perfect opportunity for a lot of online startups to introduce their brands, because there is no bigger event in India.
You know, I know you have very strong beliefs on women's participation in the economy. I remember once you and I had a fascinating conversation about how Bangladesh's per capita income was going to defeat India's only because of the women's participation in the workforce. And at this juncture, not only do I want to remind you of that, but secondly, we women love cricket and IPL too, so don't knock us down.
No, absolutely. I did not mean to say that. I just thought that there is an opportunity to kind of create awareness, and I think all the families are locked together and they're going to watch cricket. I believe that the country's religion is cricket, and I think all of us absolutely enjoy it and participate actively in it.
So, you know, the other thing I want to ask you, because of the startups seeing this massive opportunity in IPL, and you're the traditional advertisers that you saw, you know, the advertisers you and me saw, grew up with during cricket are no longer there. They have vacated the space for newer entrepreneurs, new age companies like yourselves, right? So when that is happening, it also means all of you and all your big investors, many of them are common between the startups I mentioned, agree with this strategy.
Yeah, I think it sometimes appears to be a counterintuitive strategy to go on television for digital brands. But in India, for many reasons, television presence creates a lot of trust and awareness at a much faster pace, at sometimes even lower cost than what you would do digitally. And I think just the presence on platforms like cricket allows brands to be trusted by a lot of people, and for especially newer brands who are kind of get many new customers to try the platform and get themselves introduced. Cricket particularly works really well. Even during free charge days, we saw significant growth when we actually participated in some of the one day series, and we were also a sponsor during IPL way back then.
I've got to ask you one question, you know, and you've revealed a little bit all that you can by the rules and whatever papers that you have signed, that there will be a lot of rewards, better rewards, exciting rewards during the power play overs. If I was to sign, you know, pay my credit card bill during the power play overs. But Kunal, I'm going to be so hooked on this screen and hoping to see sixes being smashed all over. How am I supposed to make that transaction?
I can tell you that the average transaction takes less than 1 minute to do on Cred. So I can tell you with full confidence that you will not miss any part of the match.
Okay, because I wanted to ask you that if my eyes are glued on the match, then how am I supposed to focus on that part? Now, Kunal, you've always been credited for finding many new brands. So just a quick word up, Cred basically rewards people to pay their credit card payments on time. So when you pay your credit card bill, you get access to coins, you get access to rewards. A lot of these rewards you can actually monetize by getting discounts on very popular brands. And Kunal Shah and Cred have done a fantastic job of actually finding newer brands, bringing them on the platform. For example, me in Gurgaon have discovered some fantastic brands by engaging on Cred. Is that something that we're going to see during IPL? More brands coming on the Cred platform? They'll also want the eyeballs and ride on the wave.
So I think we probably will have at least 200 to 250 brands on the platform, and variety of them. Unfortunately, many restaurant brands that we used to partner with are not functional. Many entertainment brands like cinemas and movies are not there. But we believe that there'll be enough and more new brands will be participating, especially with the D2C wave. We have so many new brands that have done extremely well during the COVID period, and we are very, very proud to partner with them.
Now, it's often said that what sells in India primarily, and everybody else has to fight it out, but what sells easily in India and the most in India is cricket and Bollywood. You're riding on the cricket wave at the moment. Everybody's captive. You can't go to the stadium. Anybody who wants to watch has to watch it, like I said, on their devices, television screens, and all of that. But Kunal, you got to make money from this as well. Do the sponsors ever make money? Because very often people say the sponsors never make money. It's always the team owners. The team owner says we don't make any money. The sponsors make money.
Well, our intention is to kind of think of this as an advertising platform for us to kind of get the awareness going. I'm not aware about the details on how some of the partnership terms work. Our intent is very simple: use the platform to create the awareness for the brand and get it to many more million customers. We are only less than 2 years old. We'll complete 2 years after the IPL, and hopefully we should be able to get to a very large scale by the time IPL ends.
Yes, in fact, it was because of your history, your experience with Startup Universe, with investors. Even before you started Cred, look at the kind of quality investors that you were able to onboard. Now, Kunal, what's also really fantastic about the startup community, unlike the traditional old economy companies, is you see a lot of collaborations that take place. Is that possible at all during IPL? Are you founders talking to each other, figuring it out?
I think that's a good way of describing the current startup ecosystem. I think I have a feeling that this time around, and especially because of COVID, it almost feels like all the startup founders have come together, and feels like all the startups are being collaboratively raised. Like it takes a village. It feels like all the founders have kind of co-adopted and helping each other. And I'm actually quite fascinated on how the cultural change has happened due to crisis. Like every single company, I have been very fortunate to speak to Harsh at Dream 11, Gaurav at Unacademy, Sai at MPL. I mean, apparently two of them are actually my angel investments. And the good thing is that it sometimes feels that all the ecosystem is coming together to help each other and learn and do well. Dream 11 has been on television and cricket forever, and Harsh has been very gracious with this time to guide us on how we should think about it.